So can you explain the Stella Dot model, the ins and outs, the bare bones of it, and how it works?
Yes, the Stella Dot family of brands across our 3 brands is really a people business that's focused on democratizing entrepreneurship. And the way we do that is we de-risk it. We give people the ability to start a business at a very low cost by buying a starter kit. They can just sign up to do it, and then they're able to earn commissions by selling a product online and in person. So we do that in 2 accessories brands, Stella Dot Keep Collective, and then in a skincare brand, Ever Skincare. So
And
we
that's
really
new,
act as a
relatively
platform.
new?
In the last couple of years,
Uh-huh.
yeah, we've just
Okay.
launched it. It was 5 years in the making because that category takes a lot of R&D before coming to market. But the platform is really, the mission is what combines all those brands together in our common purpose. And then the platform that we use across our technology and distribution is really what we leverage across our brands.
And it's economic empowerment of women.
It's economic empowerment of women, and it's so much more. It's not just a side gig where people can earn part-time or full-time income. I found my greatest joy has come from helping people find their confidence and honing their skills that they use not only in their business with one of our brands, but beyond that, whether it's time management or goal setting or really just that belief that they can do something even if they go in as a novice.
When you had this idea, did people say, "Oh, that model will never work"? I mean, that's not the
Yeah.
way retail is done. Did you get some pushback?
Oh, well, people thought I was crazy, and I was probably one of them because it was a bit crazy. I'd been an e-commerce entrepreneur. I had been working in technology my career, and then I started making jewelry in my living room and selling in other people's living room, all with the cause of modernizing the home-based business. I wanted to renovate it for our times, and it did seem daring and it did seem done, but that wasn't the reason for me not to do it. That was the reason why I had to do it.
It does seem like we're having a sort of resurgence of this kind of sales channel. I mean, there are many
Yeah.
new companies that have sprouted up. There's Beauty Counter, there's many others. What explains that, do you think?
Stella Dot and our brands is really about personal service, and there's really nothing wrong with that. And that's one of the things that really got me when I thought about trying to reinvent and looking around saying, if you had great product, who doesn't want personal service from someone that they trust? And I think that that's something that's really missing from big box retail and why a lot of retailers are struggling. Consumers want more than just to purchase a product in an anonymous setting. They want personalized service. And by having an independent business owner that's really selling a product they love into a community that they love, they customize that for that person. So imagine the difference in experience that's happening in a flat in London versus a house in Texas. The merchandise is assorted at the last, by the seller. It's localized, the experience is localized. So it's really intimate and personal, and people respond to that.
And so what do you think is happening in conventional retail these days? It's, what's the outlook there?
I think if conventional retail isn't in the business of reinventing itself, it's in the business of going out of business.
And a lot of retailers are
struggling. They are struggling. I think that when people made the mistake of trying to recover from the financial crisis of the '09 era by really dipping into the product margin and always being on sale, I think that was a hard time for retail that it's still recovering from. I think retail is, when you're great at it, it's basic, which is obsessing about over delighting the customer so that it's a great win-win exchange where whatever you're giving them, it's worth more to them than the dollars they're paying.
What was starting a company is so famously difficult, and it's this is many years ago now. You have been a big company for a long time, but thinking back to those early days, what was the hardest part of getting this business off the ground? Was there one moment that really stands out?
I just wrote a book, Find Your Extraordinary, to chronicle the concept of what the entrepreneurial mindset is really all about, and really how you use it to not just start a business, but a life. Because for me, the hardest part wasn't finding a market opportunity. Not that that wasn't hard, that was hard. It was really, as a woman and a working mother, it was overcoming mom guilt and about being able to listen to my own voice about what I authentically wanted to do versus following the cookie cutter version of success and what other people expected me to do.
And what would that have been?
Well, I was a Silicon Valley entrepreneur, and people thought I should do it again in technology the Silicon Valley way. Instead, I quit my job, followed my husband to Texas, and started making jewelry out of my living room while I worked as a middle manager at Dell. And that does not sound like the next step of a success story, but it was for me because I wanted to start a family more than I wanted to start a company next. And then when I wanted to start a company, I wanted to start a life, not just a business. And I wanted it to be about a mission and not just a bottom line.